And welcome to Coach Keyton and Crawford here in the Crawford Podcasting Network, corner of Grand River and Hagedorn here in East Lansing, stone's throw away from Michigan State University, which we are going to talk about as our lead topic because this MSU graduate, this former Spartan, is beaming with what has to be labeled as a stellar weekend for Michigan State Athletics.
For young people.
You know, let me count the ways. You know, hockey, they pound Minnesota 9-3. They follow that up on Saturday night with a shootout victory. I mean, Michigan State is what, first in the country or whatever, first or second?
Second right now.
Second, and Minnesota's like fourth. They're on a roll. Oh yeah, because Michigan split with them last week. And then this women's basketball, and I admittedly I don't watch a lot of women's basketball, but I'm focused on men's basketball and college football, and so I watched the first half, and it's
Great
time.
Game.
It's a great game.
Great game.
And I took the dogs for a walk, and I came back, and it was like 20 down. It ended up being 30 down.
30 in 20 minutes.
What is it? We haven't got the men's game, but I mean,
I got two
that
words.
that team pushes the ball more
Two
than
words for you.
Izzo.
Farron Halleck. Ty Halleck's baby girl went to work in the second
Oh,
half.
really?
Yes, sir.
Is that who that was?
Yeah, that's
I remember
his
Ty
daughter.
Halleck, early 90s. 93?
Yep, right after me. We played a little bit together.
Yeah.
Yep, that's his daughter.
Yeah. Wow, I did
Just
not know
went
that. It's Johnny Carson.
Just went to work in the second half. That was like you said. I was watching Barrett Jackson. I was clicking around. The next thing I know, I turned back. I'm like, whoa, okay, Spartan ladies, that's what we're talking about. Come out of halftime. Game
So they
was
had the
over.
big lead. I'm sure Spartan fans switched over to CBS at the MSG, Michigan State men's,
Yeah, we never
hosting
played.
Rutgers, which has some really a couple of talented freshmen on their
Oh,
team.
yeah. Ron Harper's boy.
Yeah, Ron Harper's boy. Dylan Harper he was hurt though.
Yeah, the
I mean,
bad
you could
ankle.
tell he had a bad wheel.
Yeah. It's funny,
Ace
though.
Bailey, the other guy.
Yeah, Bailey, but Cohen Carr locked him up.
Okay.
Cohen Carr's a bad man.
My Michigan followers out there are gonna just not like me but I just gotta call it the way. This Michigan State basketball team concerns me. It concerns me that they might win a national title, and I'll never hear the end of it. He'll be gloating about it every week. Right, Coach Keyton Crawford.
As with most things, after a week it goes away. Something else will take over.
I don't know if that one will go away. Izzo will get his second national title. That'd be huge. But you talk about Jace Richardson and
Love that
Cohen
kid.
Carr don't start, and they came off the. You know what? They're de facto starters because they got I think Jace got 28 minutes. I mean, he's got as much as
10
many.
deep. They're all averaging
It's
about
a
13 to
10
15.
deep starting five. For
Literally.
lack of-
Literally.
Yeah.
And they don't care.
They don't care.
They just want to win.
They
That's
push
the
the
best.
ball.
Oh,
They
it's
do
beautiful.
physical. They rebound back to Izzo ball, and now watch out. I mean, Minnesota is on a 3-game winning streak. They come to Breslin, but I'm sure Izzo will have them ready, and they got that attention. I mean, they beat Michigan. Now they've won 2 more games, including beating Oregon up at the barn yesterday. I watched some of that. So, but Michigan State is sitting 17-2 overall.
12-game winning streak.
Only Auburn has a better record. Did Auburn beat Tennessee? That was last night. I don't know. But going into it, they were number 1. They only have 1 loss. But this team is really cooking right now. In contrast to that, I frame this. I am as nervous as I am how good Michigan State is. I'm as nervous as how mediocre Michigan is looking lately. That loss to Purdue. I've never seen. I mean,
it's just a bad night.
well, no, we've been saying that too many times. You can't turn. I mean, they had 4 turnovers in a $130. The first minute 40, they were averaging 2 turnovers per minute there for a while, and then it settles down. They ended up with 22 turnovers. 22 turnovers.
You're not winning the inter-squad scrimmage.
Like Purdue's got like 4 or 5. I mean, this is insane. and this game was over at 13-2. It was over. And Mackey, you're playing Purdue, coming off a loss. They lost to Ohio State. I get all that, but man, you don't have to be a good defensive team to turn Michigan over, because Michigan will turn over Michigan. But
just give it away.
I mean, have you seen them play much? How lazy the
I don't do basketball much. Spartans. That's about it.
Spartans. Well,
That's
the two
too
teams
bad.
will play.
30
You'll see them on
points.
the February 21st when they go down to Chrysler. That's on a Friday night on Fox.
I guarantee you they won't. Well, I
I'm
can't say they
cringing
won't
for
have
that.
22 turnovers, but I guarantee you it's going to be not 30-point games.
So what I'm guaranteeing is that Penn State is going to create turnovers Monday night. It's a big game. This is almost like a pivotal game for Michigan.
Where's that?
It's at Chrysler.
They'll win by 10.
They have 12 games left, 7 at home, 5 on the road, but 9 of those are quad 1 teams they're playing, so they have a tough schedule ahead of them. I'm predicting at the best they'll be 13-7 and get a bid, and hey, call it good. And Dusty can figure out this turnover thing, and also defending at crucial times. They don't defend. They're not physical. They're the
Is it a point
antithesis.
guard thing?
Well, the point guard thing has been an issue, and then Danny Wolf has all of a sudden hit a midseason.
That's the big guy, right?
The big guy.
He'll be shooting threes, too.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he was 0 for 7 against Northwestern, and he didn't have much going on against Purdue.
He's just freshman.
No, he's
No?
he's a
Brad Chapman.
yeah.
Oh, Brad.
He's from well, maybe third or fourth. I'm not sure exactly if he has more. He'll go to the NBA next year.
Oh.
I think. At least I thought a couple
He can
weeks.
shoot it, though. For a big man.
I understand that, but he turns the ball over. Trey Donaldson, the point guard, turned the ball at 6 turnovers.
Oh. Okay. System
Can't do that.
turnover ratio is what? Bad?
Yeah, that's what you want. See, you're a basketball guy. You know all the
I'm not
you know all the
ignorant to
key
thing. I mean,
variables.
I try to educate myself. I understand, but I'm
Okay.
not going to watch it.
Okay, but I know something you will watch because you're a football guy through and through. The AFC and the NFC championship games are played today. So Washington and Philly.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels, man, playing with house money. I mean, the guy is bizarro confident. He's a freak of nature and then incredibly talented. They're going to Philly. What's going to happen at 3 o'clock today?
I'm happy for either one, quite honestly, because I'm not a fan of either one. But I like Jalen Hurts. I like to see him. But I'm going to go with Washington today because
I want the Commander. I like
to
Mikey
see
Sanders
that.
still. Maybe have him get a couple more picks.
I like to see Washington do that. I wish the coach would turn his hat around front ways, personally, but that's just me. That's just,
Yeah.
I just don't
Were
get
you
that.
ever a turn the hat around coach? I'm not a big fan of that either.
That's not my thing.
Show the logo that you're trying to
Right.
promote.
But I think Washington's good. It's going to be close. I'm thinking like maybe 24-20, something like that. I think Daniels' feet helped them win the game. I think his feet.
Well, he's got a good arm
the
too, and
difference.
he's got
It's
incredible
not going to be 0 degrees.
vision and escapability and spurtability, running out of the pocket, and all of a sudden,
Yeah,
He's
I
going.
like the fact that I think that hopefully that the coaches said, like, look, we don't need to be tight because we have nothing to lose. We're not supposed to be here anyway. We're way ahead of schedule.
right.
So let's just play free and
Yeah.
Kingsbury give them all the juice and give them every opportunity to win the game instead of don't be playing not to lose. Just
Right.
pedal
Commanders
down.
won 4 games last year. Now they're in the NFC Championship. That's the beauty of the NFL. You can
Absolutely.
flip the script.
Yeah,
Of course,
especially
Indiana did
'cause
that in college football.
Especially because in the pros you get if you go only 4, you get the softer.
That's
tentatively
true.
softer
Because it's
schedule 'cause you don't
designed.
know what
It's
happens
designed
for
to
parity.
create parity.
Absolutely.
And the
but
NFL
you
is
still got to win. And they did
amazing. It really is amazing.
that. They just fix how they put the people in the playoffs, and they'll be fine.
But and then Buffalo at KC, I'm KC fatigued. I'm Chief tired. I don't want to watch them anymore. They're lucky as hell. They seem to get some help from the Zebras on occasion.
Go
in my
Chiefs.
opinion. You want the Chiefs?
Go Chiefs.
How about Josh Allen?
I'm not a Josh Allen fan.
Why is that?
You know what? I'm happy for Josh Allen because he finally decided this year to stop losing games for his team, thinking he could do everything.
Yeah.
And just let the game play. Just not manage the game, but don't overplay the game.
Right.
And that's why he's in the MVP comp. I think Lamar's still the MVP, even though he didn't win. 4 interceptions to 40-some touchdowns. Like, I still think Lamar's the MVP.
I can't argue with that.
But
I would go along with
Josh Allen, Lamar's won and Josh Allen's won.
Yeah.
But and don't even forget about like Joe Burrow and the season he had with nowhere near the people that
They made
those two had.
something out of nothing.
If
If they got a
amazing.
defense together, look
so,
out.
But I think it's gonna be a really good game. Obviously, I just think, and I'll be the first. You know me. I don't agree with Mahomes getting all those calls. Like, no, those are not penalties. That's ridiculous. But he's still a great player, and he's still, if he's still doesn't have the weapons that he's had, and he's still making it happen.
So who survives today? I know who you probably have liking who you want, but who do you think is going to? I think the Commanders are going to win, and I think Buffalo. I think it's Washington and Buffalo.
I think it's Washington and Kansas City because Kansas City Buffalo hasn't figured out how to win.
So I have the 2 road teams winning today.
I gotta take one. It's gonna be hard to win in Philly, but I think Commanders can do it because of Jake Daniels.
Yeah.
Their Jalen Carter though. Whew. Jalen Carter and Chris Jones, they're a problem.
You look at I call Philly the Philadelphia Bulldogs because it's all Jalen Carter, it's all Georgia guys.
For sure.
Everybody go like, what the hell? Are you just getting Georgia guys? That paid off because I witnessed up close and personal
winners
down at the Orange Bowl when Michigan played Georgia in the semis in the Orange Bowl, the 2021 season. That would have been January 1st of 22, and I've never seen a more destructive defense.
No question.
With speed. And, a handful of those cats are playing for the Eagles, led by Jalen Carter.
Literally NFL guys playing, and that's what you get like with
That's
the
the best college defense I've ever seen in my life. In my life.
Well, you must not have saw old Hurricanes with Ed Reed.
I'm talking about in person.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, in person.
Special for sure.
Yeah.
And that's why probably 80% of those cats are in the NFL right now.
Yeah. And I saw the
Makes sense.
65 Michigan State team in person. That was pretty good.
Monsters.
But
different times.
different time. It's apples to oranges.
Those are just great athletes playing without imagine those guys. Imagine Mr. Webster and Mr. Smith and Mr. Thornhill and all those guys with the things that we have available now.
You
to
talk
train
about
eat
training and also sophisticated schemes.
all of that.
But they wouldn't have had to. The offenses didn't require sophisticated schemes defensively like they are right now. And the rule changes have had.
No question, but there ain't no sophistication rule scheme for Bubba Smith and Webster coming off the edge and destroying your whole offensive line. I don't care how you scheme it up. They're not stopping those guys.
That was.
Monsters.
I was down in Ann Arbor for the 65 game, the 24. It was the most deceiving 24/7. Michigan had negative yards total offense. I think they had negative. I know it was negative rushing yards. Because all the sacks just.
Right.
It was
kind of like the Devin Gardner game.
Yeah, where you're going the other way.
He still got bruises in that game.
Whew. Of all that, it's funny you bring that up because I was talking about Michigan State series not too long ago. Somebody asked me that game, that 2013 game. That was a 2013 game. Wow, I couldn't watch it from mid third quarter. It was just brutal. Brutal.
Just get beat up.
Listen,
And then they had that terrible number on too.
Look at all that.
didn't
Look at
help
all
it.
these slow pitches I'm throwing at you, grasping all this,
It's a
Sparty
great
euphoria
rivalry.
after a great weekend
It's a great
for
rivalry,
Michigan
though.
State.
It's a great rivalry.
You think?
Absolutely.
See, I think it's a
Football,
bad rivalry.
Football will be back. We'll be back.
It's a bad rivalry. Bobby Williams, I was in that post-game locker room and said, it's a bad rivalry. It is a bad rivalry. Because there's too much.
It's too much
irrational
people
venom
outside.
Well,
that are
fanboys.
pushing, that push the narrative, and then, I mean, don't get me wrong. I have no love lost for Michigan whatsoever, but I respect them. Because,
That's
again,
different.
I
Because
know what
you know
we're
why?
going through.
Because you're a former player. Now,
Exactly.
former players, and I've talked to a lot of former players on both sides. Talking to and then talking to us fans. I mean, it's like just a whole different vibe. I mean, it's like we don't like don't. I mean, there's you didn't like Michigan players, but but it's just there's respect.
No question
And
about it.
actually there's realistic analyses about the other team that you don't get. Yeah, they suck. They're like, they get all the call, blah blah. Football players that I've talked to don't talk like that.
Because you see through you understand that now when they're disrespectful like Mike Hart, that bothers me. Like, all right, man, don't do that. Don't do that because you know better.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up in what, like you said, like the fam. Don't get caught up in that.
Well, he got caught up in, as a team, they got caught up in Mark D'Antonio's comment with Will Tiemann. Can we have a moment of silence after they lost to
Who was it?
the team down in North Carolina?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, so
Appalachian State.
yeah,
See, it
App
was
State.
that much of a mental stress to me that I now have blocked off the name of the school. September of 2004.
Sometimes you gotta poke the bear.
Yeah.
If it's only poking the bear for your own.
I think that was September 7, 2004.
Well, I could feel it.
Okay, he's Kerry Keyton. I'm Tom Crawford. So next week we won't have any football until we'll have we'll know who the Super Bowl participants are, but we'll talk other things.
What we do for just a quick, we have to let the people know that I know it hurts you to have to say it, but last Monday night was a prime example of allowing people to stick around instead of when you have your foot on somebody's neck.
Are you talking about Ohio State, Notre Dame? Do we have to
Yeah.
talk about that? Because I'll just say this: I want Ohio State to win, okay? But when that game was over with, I had to turn it off like instantly. I couldn't
I
see
did too.
one lick of
I
celebration.
don't want to watch all that. I just want to watch the games. So
yeah.
the other stuff doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, when you but
I'm not watching the ESPN news coverage of on the podiums and
today,
all that time.
I mean that should no one cares about that other than Ohio State.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right.
But when you have a team down,
You talking about Ohio State having Notre Dame down?
yeah,
Yeah,
they could have did whatever they wanted to.
Yeah.
And then they got complacent.
they did.
And like, no. There's two things that are gonna happen. I'm gonna keep my foot on your neck until one, you tap out and start putting your subs in, or you're dead.
Yeah.
That's the way it has to be.
Yeah.
If you don't, then you allow things like that to happen to when now they're within a pick six or a scoop and score or a Hail Mary touchdown
Yeah.
when a 2-point play of tying the game up.
Yeah.
No, that's not how it works, especially in that game.
Yeah. The Jeremiah Smith
foot
catch
down.
was huge, obviously.
Oh, no question. But they could have. Ohio
I
State
agree.
could have did whatever they wanted
They-
to do.
they
and
could.
it should have been what we talked about.
Yeah.
35,
Yeah. Yeah.
42,
You're right.
14, whatever.
You're right.
That's
Notre
what
Dame,
it should have
Notre
been.
Dame to me was significantly inferior to Ohio State.
Absolutely.
I thought, but I give them a lot of credit because they hung in there and they fought back.
They played.
That's a tribute to Marcus Freeman and that team.
But then they had like 4 or 5 guys getting the portal after that.
Yeah.
Look, you just played for the national championship, and now you're getting in the portal.
Now they're in the portal.
Somebody
It's a
dangling
different
that,
world.
dangling that money in front of you.
All right.
Peace. I gotta go.
He's Kerry Keyton. I'm Tom Crawford. Till next time, Coach Keyton and Crawford here on the Crawford Podcasting Network.
Go Green.
And he means it. Go Blue.